When a character gets nerfed in a series, it comes with mixed feelings, with the majority of it being frustration and anger. This is quite common in shonen anime, especially in Naruto. After literally watching these characters go through tough ways to become stronger and they end up being downgraded in power, we get disappointed. There are several reasons why manga authors nerf characters, but there's no character in the Naruto series that gets more nerfs than Sasuke Uchiha. The question I ask myself while thinking about this is, were all the nerfs Sasuke received were actually necessary or a good idea, or just a plot hole? Before we begin, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. The nerfs in Naruto series do not totally begin until mid of the series. Starting with when Sasuke lost the cursed seal mark on him when Itachi removed Orochimaru from his body. We all know that Orochimaru tried to absorb Sasuke before he used a reverse Una card to also absorb him. This gave Sasuke all of Orochimaru's powers and abilities. Examples are the summoning jutsus and the ability to use snakes. These were significant power-ups that made Sasuke stronger and better advantage at fighting battles. He could also heal his injuries faster than before with Orochimaru's powers. However, during the fight between Sasuke and Itachi, Orochimaru was removed by using the Taka blade of his Susanoo. And, well, we know that Orochimaru was going to try to take over Sasuke's body at the end of the day, so it was a good idea for him to do so. However, this came with a power nerf because Sasuke lost all the powers that belonged to Orochimaru. And we all know that those snake powers never belonged to Sasuke in the first instance. Also, another good reason for this nerf was the fact that Itachi wanted to protect his younger brother, so he decided to push him to his limit so that Orochimaru would appear and he would effectively remove and seal him. Also, the fact that Sasuke lost those powers, in my opinion, did not really affect the story so much. And if we ask most fans, they were not actually disappointed that those powers went away. If you also notice, after this, there was some sort of transitioning from being a snake to being a bird, which is a larger predator that hunts after lesser prey like snakes. From fighting Itachi to finding the truth, Sasuke's goals became bigger, and it was to destroy the Hidden Leaf village for what they did to his brother and clan. The next power that we see getting nerfed was Sasuke's cursed seal mark. Orochimaru branded Sasuke with a cursed seal in the second phase of the Chunin exams, which took place in the Forest of Death. The reason why he did this was to have the seal completely take over Sasuke's mind so that he could be his next body. Kakashi tried to stop this process using the evil sealing method, however, the effectiveness of this was on Sasuke not relying on the cursed seal power. However, Sasuke, being the rebellious kid, he was looking for ways to become stronger to kill his brother, decided to advance his seal to its second level and went to Orochimaru with the help of Sound 4. The powers of the cursed seal in the second stage involved his skin turning dark gray and his hair turning dark blue. He additionally grew webbed claw-shaped wings from his back that he could use to fly. He also gets stronger, faster, and could also use more powerful jutsus in this state. If he loses any limbs during this state, they would be replaced with snakes. But this was also removed during his battle with Itachi when Orochimaru was removed by the sword of Totsuka. Orochimaru's consciousness was split into different cursed seals. That Sasuke had to use a piece of Kabuto's modified flesh and the cursed seal to bring Orochimaru back to his original state and mind. The fact that Sasuke lost this power was a bit of a disappointment to me because the both stages of the seal were very cool to look at, and it had intricate and fanciful designs that were pleasing to the eye, especially in the pages of the manga. And well, we all know that the cursed mark had some thematic representations, like it being a physical replica of the revenge in Sasuke's heart to kill Itachi above everything else. This was like his major goal at the beginning of the series till early parts of the Shippuden. And since he later fought with Itachi, it was only meaningful that the cursed mark had to go away since he's no longer cursed by revenge. However, the plot twist was the fact that Sasuke didn't actually lose this curse of revenge, however, the trajectory changes. He then decided to go after the entire Hidden Leaf village, destroying the village where he was born in, where his friends, well, technically former friends, were staying, and everyone in the entire village. This shows that the curse of hatred didn't actually go away but got bigger. And in my opinion, at this point of the story, the cursed seal mark shouldn't have been removed because we see his revenge becoming way bigger and he was completely blindsided by hatred. His cursed seal should have actually evolved at this point of the story because his curse of revenge got more powerful. Another reason why I think the removal of Sasuke's cursed seal wasn't really a good idea was during the fight against Jubito, or Obito as the 10-tailed Jinchuriki, with Naruto. And to some extent, Sasuke was lagging behind during the fight without being able to land any hit on Jubito. The cursed seal mark would have proved to be a good senjutsu during this war arc, because at some point, Jugo had to help Sasuke out by releasing his cursed seal mark, which covered his Susanoo entirely. The very fact that Jugo, who is regarded as an insignificant character, had to step up to help out Sasuke seemed not entirely a good idea. Another power of Sasuke that we see becoming nerfed is when he lost his left arm after a huge fight he had with Naruto. This happened in episode 476, the final battle. Sasuke and Naruto were both coming at each other with Chidori and Rasengan, and since they flashed with immense force, they both lost one of their arms in the process. And well, that is Sasuke's dominant arm. Of course, this end scene was great with us seeing them both lying on the floor with the blood from their arms crossed together, and we also see the unison sign done by Hashirama and Madara's statue fingers. We also saw this foreshadowed in the very first fight between the duo at the Valley of the End. It's broken during their first confrontation. Musashi wanted the series to end in this format because he had long planned this from the very beginning. The very fact that the unison sign was done by Hashirama and Madara signified a huge deal because they were the previous generation of Indra and Ashura, and their legacy and influence on Naruto and Sasuke and the future generations was felt. Although Naruto ends up getting a new arm from Hashirama's cells through the help of Tsunade, but Sasuke initially refuses to get a replacement but rather chooses to leave the village to atone for his sins, and well, he was told he would get the hand back by the time he returns. But in the Boruto series, we see that Sasuke never gets his hand back. And well, I think another reason for this nerf on Sasuke was because if he had ended up getting the Hashirama Cell's created arm, the probability that he would end up awakening his Rinnegan was high, and he might end up being too strong for Naruto to defeat if he ends up attacking the Hidden Leaf village. But you and I both know that the probability of Sasuke becoming bad is pretty much very low, but there might be a 0.1% of this. And oh well, Sasuke doesn't want that risk, so losing his left hand is ideally the best thing that could have happened. Him losing his left arm doesn't really affect him much during fights because we see that he's also good at using his right arm as he's ambidextrous. Another major nerf we see on Sasuke's powers is the reduction of his abilities whilst using Rinnegan. When Sasuke gets his Rinnegan from the Sage of Six Paths, we see him having access to these abilities, which grants him tremendous abilities in combat. Pain became the threat that he was whilst using these powers, and even Madara was considered a supervillain because of these abilities, and that of being the 10-tailed Jinchuriki, of course. But for some reason, we see Sasuke rarely using the powers or abilities associated with the Rinnegan. In most cases, he simply relies on his special Rinnegan ability, which is known as Ame no Tejikara, or he would use the eye to open up portals to different dimensions. In fact, the biggest power of the Rinnegan, such as the ability to use attractive and repulsive forces, or the Shinra Tensei and Bansho Tenin, just like Pain did, or even absorbing another chakra to rejuvenate oneself as seen by Pain, simply doesn't exist anymore. Even the ability to do interrogation using the King of Hell and the Rinne Rebirth Jutsu was never seen in the Boruto series. Even the summoning jutsu that we saw Pain do during his assault on the Hidden Leaf village is nowhere to be found. It went even so bad that Sasuke ended up losing his Rinnegan to a Boruto-controlled Momoshiki. This makes Sasuke even weaker than he was already made to be. What is the reason for this nerf? Well, I am of the opinion that it was most likely because he would ended up being too powerful for most of the villains in the Boruto series. And also the fact that the series was titled Boruto Naruto Next Generations simply tells us that the focus isn't any more longer on the older generations but the new, and for Sasuke or Naruto to be still as powerful as they were in the Naruto series would hamper the purpose of Boruto series. which is to show us how these young generations grew and became powerful shinobis. Do you think these nerfs on Sasuke's powers were called for? Leave your opinions in the comment section below. You can also check out our video on could Minato, Nagato, and Itachi kill Madara. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.